Hello, 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 hello. Did I remember to turn the camera on? We will find out in 3, 2, 1. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're actually not good because I can't find what I need, and it's really annoying. I need a spool of white PET G, and I don't have a spool of white PET G. I used to have freaking like 40 kilograms of the stuff, but I think I used it all up making the Gundam. And I don't have any white PET G left, which is really annoying because I need to print something for my neighbor. And I figured, hey, we'll use this stream as an excuse to kind of knock off 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. And I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, I don't have white PET G. How do I not have white PET G? Huh. Oh. You're PLA. Shit, you're white PLA. And I can't use PLA because I want to print this in PET G. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I do. I gotta go buy a spool of white PET G. Dang it. This is annoying. This is really annoying. Don't you hate it when you think you have everything? And it's like, I have all the colors of the rainbow except for white. I got clear. I got tons of white, but it's PLA or ABS. My neighbor wants, I think they're called porch geese, a porch goose. I don't know what this is. I think it's a boomer thing. I think it's like a retired boomer thing because my neighbors are retired boomers. Good folks, but they're retired boomers. And I think porch geese are a thing, or a porch goose is a thing that old people get. And so they want me to print like a bunch of little ones. I guess they're called desk gooses. I don't know. I figured I'd print it in PET G just so it'd be a little bit more robust than PLA. And I got orange and green, but I don't have any white. So we'll figure something out later. We'll figure out something later, because today is the Community Print Showcase stream. So the whole point of the stream today is showing off cool prints you guys have done. I've got some prints I've done. And the plan was we would get some prints going. Oh, wait, maybe in here. Maybe in here. No, damn it. Maybe over here. Maybe over here. Maybe over here. Maybe over here. What's in here? No, that's not it. That's not it. I found chocolate. Chocolate's always good, but no white PET G. How do I not have white PET G? I've got marble. I got white polycarbonate. This is annoying. This is really annoying. Okay, I guess we'll just do it in PLA. I guess we'll just do it in PLA. No, you're ABS. All right, do I even have orange? Oh my god. Orange PLA. Orange PLA. Green. I need green. Green works. Now I need white. Yeah, we'll just do it in this. So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Other than me walking around like aimlessly right now trying to figure out what's going on. Well, every month, the last stream of the month is a community print showcase stream. What does that mean? Well, it means you show off cool stuff you have been working on. And we use it as an excuse just to get the creative juices going. Get inspired. Do stuff. Yes, I know the overlay's not working. Let me make sure the right overlay is selected. Wow, I don't have a lot of green. Oh, I got more green over here. 1 second. I got more of the right green over here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you the right green? Are you green? Are you green? You're green. You'll do. I'll have to cut it with my knife because it's loaded in a printer. Oh my god, I can't cut a spool of filament with a knife. There we go. There we go. Now I got green. Now where did I put the white? Uh-oh. Where did I put the white? Did my MOG kits? Funny you should mention that. No. My MOG stuff, my MOG did not show up. My kit of, I gotta go out to the garage. My MOG kit did not show up. I am a little not happy with that. Where is it? There we go. What deal? I am back. Yep, my mod kit did not show up. UPS failed to deliver yesterday. So, because they failed to deliver, I do not have my mod kit. And because I don't have my mod kit, that's kind of why we're doing this right now. Is, hey, I don't have a mod kit to look at, so we need something to do after we go through and look at all your prints. So I'll figure I'll get my printer going now, so I can print this goose that I need to print for my neighbor, because they need me to print a goose for them. Flash Forge. There's a firmware update. Yes, let's update the firmware. Sure, why not? So the idea was today, what we're going to do is today's stream is going to be a bit of an everything stream. We're going to go through, we're going to get something sliced, get something printing, and then we're going to take a look at what you guys in the community have been working on. So every month on the channel, we do a stream where we show off community showcase prints, okay? So prints that people in the community have been working on, we showcase them, okay? So it's a happy fun time adventures. We get a lot of cool ideas for projects and things that you can do with your 3D printer. And then hopefully you get inspired to do stuff. That's the whole point of the stream, is to get the creative juices going so that you're not just printing flexy whatevers with your 3D printers to the end of the time. You actually get inspired and do some fun stuff with your 3D printer. Why don't you want to go in? There we go. And I figured, since I do need to do at least 1 or 2 more prints on this before I can do a video on this, we'll knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Is it still in the truck? Is what still in the truck? That owl does not want to slice 500mm tall. Oh, this thing, yeah. So I brought out some prints that I have done in the last little bit as my part of the showcase. But the plan is I want to get this printer, restart the printer. Okay. There's no way to restart the printer. Okay. Power cycle the printer. 1, 2, 10. Also, I'm pretty sure I need to download Flash Forge Slicer. I gotta get Flash Studio or whatever it's called on here. Download for Windows. So yeah, so today's stream, it's also Saturday, and it's also noon. So I know it's a bit of a weird time. So I figure also by it being a weird time, starting early and then just kind of yapping for a bit before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of the stream itself, should hopefully give time for people to roll in, because we normally don't stream this early. But I got stuff going on tonight, so I will not be... Oh, it's doing that. I will not be available tonight, so I figure, hey, might as well do the stream now, get it over with, have some fun. Andrew Rogers, $10 for the Honeydew Saturday. Oh no, it's not a Honeydew Saturday. It's not a Honeydew Saturday. It is the little guy is having fun at camp with all his scout friends. So it is just me and the wifey at home. So it's date night. We woke up, we went for a nice little walk this morning, made breakfast. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. It could be a good day for you too, because every stream we do give away a spool of polymaker filament. So if you want to win that spool of polymaker filament, you can enter in the link below in the video description for your chance to get some polymaker filament. I need to change this. So that, edit, PLA, white, and load. So that. Okay. Okay. So loading that one. America. We have, what do we have here? We have the Flash Forge Creator 5 next. Sure, all the filament. There we go. Midnight here. It's midnight. Where are you at? Are you in Aussie land? Are you one of them Australian folks? Device. No printer. I'm going to have to allow it to add a printer that's not on the network. Creator 5. I need its little password. Actually, I wonder if it changed. Would it be the same password? Would it be the same password with all the machines, or does it give you a new password every time? When did I last play with the Creator 5? When did I last play with the Creator 5? When did I set that up? Let me see. Where did I take this picture? There we go. There we go. There we go. West Australia. Born and raised on the playground is where you spend most of your days, apparently. So, as you can see here, apparently this is where the heater is in the Creator 5 Pro. And as you can see, it's pooping into the vent. It is straight up pooping into the vent. Like, there's already been some filament that has gotten in there. I don't have a fan or anything, so I don't have to worry about, you know, it getting sucked up and heated up, because this is just the regular Creator 5, it's not the Pro. So this is kind of a dumb thing, apparently. There we go, loaded. Next. So now we wait for that one to load. So they could fix it, because there's nothing back here. There's nothing back here. So they could just purge on this side instead of that side, and it wouldn't be an issue. But apparently, they can't. So, yeah, that's kind of dumb. This machine could do 6 tools. This machine could probably do 6 tools. It could easily do... Here's the thing. Okay, somebody answer this. It's called the Creator 5. What makes it a 5? Did FlashForge have a Creator 4? FlashForge Creator 4. Did they have a Creator 4 before this? Okay, they did. They do have a Creator 4. Okay. So it's named after the numbers in the series, not the amount of tools it has, because it only has 4 tools. So the Creator 4, or 5, being a 4-tool printer is kind of... Why? You could have been so much better. About the Creator 5 purge filament be sucked in? Yeah, that's... Jerry, that's what I was just talking about. Like, that's why I'm looking at it here and I'm seeing it ball up right in front of this intake. And I'm like, now I know why that's a problem on the Pro. Because people are having that problem on their Pro. The filament's extruded, so this is going to be green PLA, and we need to load that. So you hit load. Loading this is pretty easy. You just kind of pinch it until the filament actually enters and it's grabbed, and then you hit next, and then it just extrudes it. So this printer actually, I kind of like it. It's a little bit simpler, and the fact that we can use it with land mode is pretty nice. So I need to find a goose. I need to find a porch goose STL. I need to print a porch goose. Is porch, oh god. Porch goose. There's one that's, oh my god, look at all these stupid things. Downloads, which one's the most common? This guy? Is it this guy? Are we printing this guy? No, that's not the one I want. That's not what they're supposed to look like. That looks weird. That looks so weird. Plus, I'm not paying for it. I'm sorry, I'm not paying for your model. This one. STL for Porch Goose. There are a few on Maker World. Cults? I'm not paying for a model. Porch goose. Porch goose. Yay. There's one specific one. Oh my god, that one from Thing is just super everywhere. Porch goose. Porch goose? Maker World. Deck goose. There we go, this guy. I need this guy. Okay. Download. Fucking Maker World. I am not logging in to download your shitty ass file, Maker World. I need a little bit of black, apparently. PC blend. ESD black. Black PLA? Black PLA, that'll work. There's a Snapmaker U1, but it's 4 to... I have a Snapmaker U1. We were printing with it yesterday. Jackson 5 joke. What about the Jackson 5? If anyone's able to download that goose and send it to me on Discord so I don't have to log into Maker World. If anyone doesn't mind being in Maker World, you download that goose. I hate Maker World. I refuse to use any service that requires logins, just because fight the power or something. I don't know. Load. Next. There we go. Are also on printables. Let's check printables. Let's check printables. Desk goose. Nothing. They do have a couple goose models, but they're from the goose game, and this is like the specific model I need. Every site requires a login. Not all of them. Most sites don't. It's the shitty ones that are all set up by companies that want all your... Look at this. Boost, join, like... Oh my god, I hate this shit. I hate what 3D printing has become with the stupid gamification of everything. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the stupid gamification of 3D printing. I absolutely detest it. It is so annoying. There we go. It's on cults. It's not on cults. It's been deleted from cults. Shit. Yeah, Printables doesn't require login. Thingiverse doesn't require login. I don't think Thangs requires a login. Download 3MF. Nope. I boosted you. Who cares? Oh, it's all just to get people sucked into the ecosystem. So you're in the ecosystem. It's all just a Gamba thing. It's a Gamba thing, unfortunately. Thangs does? I don't really use Thangs often, let's be honest. Thingiverse, maybe? Desk Goose. See, they're all from the Untitled Goose Game, and I don't want the Untitled Goose Game, because this is for my boomer neighbor who needs a goose. I need this one, but I refuse to log in. Do I have a saved login with MakerWorld? I don't even have a saved login with MakerWorld. Let me try some. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I deleted my MakerWorld account. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually deleted my MakerWorld account. Because I can't log in with what I normally use for this kind of stuff. Somebody posted it. Desk Goose Plane. Thank you. Continue to download. There we go. Extract all. Let's put our goose. Let's cook our goose. Aha. Oh my god, it's unpainted. It's unpainted. Oh god, it's not painted. Is it not a painted model? Is the goose not a painted model? Oh god. Well, we're gonna have to do some painting. Oh god, this... Ah, shit. It's not a painted model. I thought it was a painted model. desk goose print. Seriously, this isn't a painted model? Like, I have to paint this myself? Do you have the 3MF for it? Like, I can paint it. It's not a big deal. It's just going to be annoying. I guess I have to start painting. Okay. So, global. So, let's device. Let's prepare. Oh, you grabbed the 3MF version? Okay, one second. Download. Delete. Downloads. Let's see what we got. I hate... No, I don't want FlashForge Creator 5. There we go. Okay. So, objects. Portuguese. I'm gonna have to paint this. This is bullshit. Okay, well, I guess we'll do some painting. Paint on fuzzy skin. Color painting. There we go. Okay. So we need that. Fill. Sphere. Print the sphere. I am an artiste. I am artiste. I am artiste. I am artiste. Split the parts? I don't think there is parts. This is just a scan. This is just a scan. There is no parts to split to, which is really annoying. And the stupid computer can't even do that. Ugh, fucking bullshit. Somebody found the color? Yeah. Oh my god. I hate MakerWorld. Ever tell you I hate MakerWorld? I detest MakerWorld as a platform. I detest MakerWorld as a platform. Okay. Oh, you have the color 3MF. 1 second. Okay. Because once we get this going, we're going to go right into the show me what you got portion of the stream. So. Yeah, it's a 3D scan, but it's like, why would you share, like, if you have this, like, just share it with the colors on it. Like, see? These are all nice and colored. Share the colors. But it's like, I have a 3MF, but it doesn't show the colors. Like, it just shows PLA Basic. Don't show this again. Feck off. Plain goose. Like, there's split 2 parts. Are there parts? Oh. I don't think there's parts. Like, what did I just make orange? What did I just make orange? I loaded the plain one again. Yeah, the plain file. Yeah, I only have this one, plain, yeah. So the person said they're posted the full color in live stream chat. Okay, 1 second here. Full color, there we go. Full color. Oh my god, there we go. There's our happy goose. There's our happy goose. Okay. So, how big is this? 177. So let's, how big is, let's do 150. Like, we'll do 5 inches tall. 150 millimeters tall. Do 150 millimeters tall. This is just painted by hand, which is hilarious. Support. manual tree. So let's paint on some supports. On overhangs only, fill. Highlight overhangs. So we need some support there. We need some there and a little there. That'll do. That'll do. Okay. And now go back to this. Strength, 2 walls, 5 top, 3 bottom, 5% gearoid infill. That looks like it'd be okay. Okay. Slice plate. Oh wait, wrong camera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to see how this looks for support and how many of these we can print at once. Because my neighbor needs a couple of these. Shouldn't be weighted? Oh. So how much filament are we using? So this is a 12-hour print for one. And how much filament? So we're using 47 gram, or no, here we go, 29. Oh, I could do 4 of these. Yeah, let's do 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. Range. Okay, so you go there. You go there. Wait, why am I? It's fucking flash forwards. Transfer. Stupid flash forge. That's what I hate. It's like, it's a bamboo now. It's like, no, it's not a bamboo. It's a flash forge. I hate when I load a 3MF and it's like, oh, it's sliced for a bamboo. Now it's a bamboo. And it's like, no, fuck off. If I wanted to switch my printer, I would manually switch my printer. I don't need you to switch my printer for me. I can do it manually if I want to. How tall? There. I'm doing 150 millimeters tall. Bit with leftover parging mix. Oh yeah, you could glue something on the bottom if you want it to be heavier. Oh shoot, why is this? No. Transfer. I don't want, yeah, let's fix this. Shoot. 0.2 layer height, 2 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom. We'll do TPMS. We'll do 8% infill. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. You silly goose. Neighbor wants gooses. I provide gooses. And it's content. So we're doing 2 birds with 1 stone here. We're doing content for the channel because I need to I'm not doing a review video on this printer per se. I'm doing a video where I talk about if you are serious about multicolor printing, you should not be buying a single nozzle setup. And I'm using this printer as the excuse because right now I do believe this is the current, not sale priced, cheapest tool changer on the market. Okay. Well, I'm just doing it for my neighbor, Sean. If they want to put stuff in it, they can do whatever. This is just for my neighbor. Where's the support? Oh, do I gotta change the support? Where's my support? Did it repair? Support? Oh, geez. Tree manual. Okay, yeah, I know that. Remember that. Negative part inside to reduce time. I could do that. I could do that. I mean, this is just a quick thing for my neighbor. If they want more, I'll optimize it. If they want more, I'll optimize it. One geese is a goose. Should one sheep be a shoop? Well, multiple moose are meeses, for those that don't know. Like, the multiple of moose is meese, for those that don't know. What is this? Conflicts have been found at layer Z0. Oh, I don't care about that. That's the first layer. There we go. So let's print our geese. So this will take 14 hours for 4 geese. Filament change times 0, apparently. And we should be using not much filament. Okay, cool. Cool. Send print plate. No idler devices. The printer's right there. I showed you the printer. It's right here. Device status. It's right here. Print plate. LAN. What is going on here? Device. Device status. Why is it busy? Oh, do I gotta tell it it's ready to print? Filament has been extruded, yes. The machine is very, you gotta tell me it's ready to go. Print plate. There we go. Okay, we'll do a time lapse as well, because why not? Creator 5, send. There we go. Show the same print on an X1C. Well, that's what I'm going to compare it to. Like, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong. Outside of sale pricing, because right now I do believe the Snapmaker U1 is cheaper than this, but it's on a sale price. So I do believe this is the cheapest full proper tool changer on the market right now. So the video I'm going to do is basically, like, you've heard the rant on stream. I've talked about it on stream, but I'm just going to make a video about it, where it's basically like, if you are serious about multicolor printing in mid 2026, basically nothing Bamboo offers is what you want to get, because their machines are so wasteful when it comes to filament and time with the single nozzle setup. And then the Vortex system still has all the downsides of AMS-based systems, but with a little bit faster changeover and a slightly less amount of purge, but you have this huge cost delta for it. So there we go. Okay. So the gooses are looses. Overhead. There you go. You guys can watch that if you want. You can watch that. I'll move. Right now, this is just kind of doing its thing, because now we're getting to what we're actually here for today. What are we actually here for today? It is time for the community showcase stream. Every month, we do a stream called Community Print and Project Showcase. And actually, let me fix my stupid overlays, because I don't think you need Twitch chat. YouTube overlay. There we go. Twitch chat, YouTube overlay. There we go. Overhead and desktop. There we go. So every month, we do a stream where it's basically just showing off all the cool stuff people in the community have been working on, okay? So I'm going to start off with my contribution to something cool I've done over the past month. Okay, so we have a couple things here. First thing, hey, did you watch this week's video on the channel? I made a Deku tree. This print right here it's 3D printed, but it's covered in concrete, okay? I have a whole video on how I made this. It's on the channel. This video and this project was directly inspired by last month's community showcase stream, okay? So this is basically why we're doing this. To get people, get ideas going, and just, we're going to have some cool, fun projects to do. And just kind of get things going. Get inspired. We have enough people printing flexi crap and landfill prints. There's more that you could do with your 3D printer. This whole stream is basically an excuse to kind of show off cool things you've done with your 3D printer, and also hopefully get other people inspired. And then for those other people, they can get ideas that they can use on their 3D printers. So it's kind of like a give and take stream, right? You're going to get inspired and you're going to show off cool stuff. So that is the first one. The other one was this guy. This was made on the Snapmaker U1. This owl. This owl took 2 days to print, It weighs like 750 grams because the settings are way overkill, and whoever created this model did not optimize it properly for multi-material. But this was a 4-color multi-material print on the Snapmaker U1. So this is bronze, Galaxy Black, it's all PLA. So Galaxy Black PLA, Polyalchemy Elixir Bronze, Sandstone, and White for this print. I think it's called the Watchful Owl is this print. This print is really cool. This print is really cool. And then yesterday, if you watched the stream yesterday, we did a Hue Forge. This is how that Hue Forge came out. So if you're wondering how that Hue Forge came out, I didn't post pictures of it till this morning because it needed the filament change while we were out last night. So I wasn't home, so like it sat for like 3 hours waiting for a filament change. But this is a 5-color Hue Forge, black, red, orange, yellow, and white, printed on a 4-color machine. And we just used the pause to just change out spools manually to get additional colors. So this is how that came out, which came out pretty cool. That dragon came out pretty cool. Hue Forges are awesome. Hue Forges are awesome. You don't need, and the cool thing with the Hue Forge that I really like is the fact that you actually do not need a multicolor printer to do a Hue Forge, because you can just, you only have to change the color once per color. So if you're doing a 6-color Hue Forge, you only have to change filament 5 times, because you start with 1 and then you just do 5 filament changes. You could do that manually. So you could do a really big Hue Forge if you want to do some wall art, which I might do on the Venture XL at some point, is do a big wall art piece. You could do that. Flexi? No, this is not Flexi. This is PLA. What you can do, if your printer is really dialed in, is you can do Hue Forges with TPU. So it makes it flexible, and you can do like iron-on and a bunch of cool stuff. Am I going to do a video on full spectrum? I don't know, because we kind of dabbled with it, and like, I need to sit down and watch like a whole tutorial video on it. I don't know. Have people already done videos talking about it? If so, watch their videos. I don't really do those kind of videos on the channel. We kind of went to play with it on a stream, and then I'm like, wow, this is way more than I thought, and I kind of got in over my head right off the bat. So I have to learn a lot more about full spectrum before doing that. Yeah, there's lots of videos. Okay, there you go. So without further ado, you still have a chance to enter, by the way. If you are on the Discord, join the Discord. The channel's called Look What I Printed. Every month we go through this channel, the last stream of the month. Usually it's the last Friday, but I forgot how to calendar. So this is what we're going to start with. We're going to go right into this. If you do want to post something to share, you still have time until I get to the end of the scroll. Again, if you do want to share something, it does have to be YouTube safe because we are live streaming on YouTube. But other than that, self-promotion is okay. There's a whole bunch of rules you can read. They're pinned in the channel. So anyways, let's get this movable feast underway. At the end of stream, we will do the filament giveaway. And yeah, let's get started. So, bait tubes with inlet for water designed to keep fish alive until they're used on the line, like bait bucket for larger fish. So that's I dabble in the fishing, usually on the dock. So it's, how does it work? Does this go in the water? What are these? Those look like ATST or ATAT feet. What is that? Bait tube with inlet for water. Huh. Ruffles, if you're here, post a picture of this in use. I would like to see this kind of in use. I think I know how that works, but I'm not 100% sure. Bottom shelf for thermal electric cooler. It keeps the bottom of whatever is in the bottom of it from getting wet due to water pulled out of the air inside. We do a candy basket for the top section. So it's just a little spacer. You got the creamy milk chocolate. Got the Choco Milky. There's a bunch of stuff in here of me talking with the guy about the Deku tree. Ooh, which one's that? Torrent RS2. I want to get back into building Nerf blasters. I'm like, for those that don't know and have missed the lore on the channel, I almost got banned off YouTube for firearms on a live stream for building a Nerf or holding a prop weapon from Helldivers, and also midstream while building a Nerf blaster. So I am like super terrified of getting a third one. So I've been avoiding pew pew shaped stuff on the channel as much as I would like to partake in it. But that's a clean build. That is a very clean build. I do want to build one of the little flywheel ones. There's a couple flywheel pistols I do want to give a try. Oh, the critters got banned midstream. Yeah, it's a thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, I do understand the rule. People have done effed up shit on live streams, so I do understand live streaming platforms being like, hey, no guns on the platform while you're live streaming. It's just the problem is the AI system that detects it and handles reports is too flawed to correct when a false positive happens, essentially. Do the blasters on the Twitch? Yeah, Twitch allows guns. You can go to gun range on Twitch. Mate, got a Gladius in Terraria, and my brain said I have to have one. Blade needs a few more days of sanding and painting, but sure, happy with it. Ooh, Gladius. See, the fact that you say a Gladius in Terraria instead of like Gladiator. Please tell me that's wood. Is that wood? Is that a wood PLA? I still need to try printing something in wood PLA and staining it. I still want to try that. Very nice. Roman Gladius. Ooh, that's a clean print. Oh, is that like a... Oh, you got it like a silk blue PLA? Oh, that's clean. Oh, that is clean. That is a clean Mega Man. See, a print like this, you got to be careful where the seam is. A print like this, you do not want that ugly seam being like right through there. I think that's it right there. So you'd have to like, as you slice it, you got to manually like put the seam in the back and then move the model around so that you don't see the seam. You really don't want to see the seam on a model. You know what this blue reminds me of? You know what this blue reminds me of? Game Boy. I had this. This was my Game Boy. When I was a wee lad, this was the Game Boy Pocket my parents got me for Christmas one year. It's the ice blue Game Boy Pocket. I used to have one of these. That is the same blue, I think. Yeah, that's like the same blue. That's cool. Getting ready for the Montreal Comic Con and printed Starfire's pet as a prop for my daughter. Oh, that's cute. I don't know what this is. Silky. Okay, so Rose, what you got to do is you got to somehow embed magnets in the bottom of this. So embed magnets in the print, and then underneath you got to put magnets on your shoulder, like underneath, like you know how people have those little shoulder things. I think Disney has them where you can buy like toys that stick on your shoulder. So you have a little pad with magnets on it that sits under your shirt on your shoulder, and then that way you could stick little 3D printed things on top of it. Ah! I want to see a picture of this when it's done. Hopefully you have a picture of this when it's done. From Silk Song? I haven't played Silk Song yet. I think I have the first Silk Song. Or I have Hollow Knight. I haven't played Silk Song yet. What to do with those empty plastic Wrigley's gum boxes? Battery holders. See, you could tell this isn't the real world because, like, real people store their batteries just in a drawer in the kitchen called the drunk drawer. It's like the junk drawer. And you just, like, you put the package of batteries in there and you open them a little bit, and then the next time you go to get the batteries, the whole package has exploded, and now you have batteries all over the junk drawer mixed with everything else. And then some of the batteries are old batteries, though. That's how you properly store batteries. This isn't real. This is CGI. This is AI. Nobody properly stores their batteries. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. That's actually pretty ingenious and clever reuse. And it prevents you from accidentally shorting them. Made this in FreeCAD to hook up to dust collection on my toy CNC. Just 2 cylinders linked with additives, loft, and hollowed out and subtractive loft. Did more to see if I could use FreeCAD well enough to do it. Oh, you got yourself a little booty. Got yourself for your little CNC. Very clever. Hollow Knight, easy to get. Well, it's like a Metroidvania type game, right? These little dumb little projects here. Oop, what I hit. These dumb little projects here are honestly peak 3D printing, I think. These dumb little projects I call them dumb little projects. I don't mean to demean dumb in that way, but I mean like these super simple projects. I need an adapter. Like back in the 1990s, you'd be just kind of fabbing this up with some random pipe you bought at Home Depot and enough duct tape to kind of make up for the fact that you bought the wrong size and it doesn't really fit together properly. So this is like, you learn CAD, you use your printer for something practical. This is like this is peak 3D printing right here. Actually, like using your printer for something practical. This is my Moab Nerf blaster doing a test of 20 dart. My wife dress training for wedding while attending in a month. Blaster is printed high temp PLA from Polymaker and PETCF for a few parts. 3D print parts of the dress were done. Oop! I keep hitting the back button on this mouse. The 3D print of the dress were polyalchemy pan chroma, and the whole dress was signed by. Okay, I want to take a look at that. So this is the Moab, which is the mother of all blasters. And this is if you want to put darts in every little nook and cranny of your house. Because this thing is insane. This thing is insane. Let it rip. So it has disintegrating belt and it has shells that hold the darts. So this thing is just like so cool, but I don't want to deal with relinking all the belt. I've worn my hands numb linking real bullets. I don't want to do it with Nerf bullets. That's really cool. That is really cool. And then here's the dress with some 3D printed accents. So that is really cool. I've seen a couple people do 3D printed art on clothes, and it's always really cool to see. It is really cool to see. Just finished up the Hyper. So that's 2 of 3 kits I bought at Rocky Mountain that have been completed. The Breacher is next. So it's this is a single shot Nerf blaster. The Mess Master 5000. That's that. What do we got there? Oh, so are these like power twin activate things? Which hat? Oh, weeb shit. Actually, I've heard that anime is pretty good. That's cool. Are they magnetic? Or are they just like... Daryl show that energy is stunning. Dub is great. So this is something else from that. Which show? Rip Harambe. For some reason, I thought this was a real bookcase for a second. That came out really good. I like the blue. I like the blue. Also, someone likes Ryobi. Spell happens when... So is it like a Full Metal Alchemist thing? Transmutation circle? Wait, I already got the files for this little guy. Again, assuming... put hinges with magnets on the top hat with panels. So let's see. Ooh. Ooh! Okay. So as somebody who has done magnets before... Okay. As somebody who has done magnetic panel holder clips before, this is much superior. Because I have a printer. I think actually, was it Tallboy? No, it was the LDO V2. I did one of the panels with magnetic clips instead of like locking clips, because it's like, it's annoying to do the clips, undo the clips and whatnot. So I'm like, oh, I'll do magnetic clips. Don't do magnetic clips. They seem good at first until you put any force on them and the panels just fall off. It gets really annoying when you're moving the printer around and it like shifts and all the magnets pop off. So having an actual hinge on it, this is actually really cool. I may steal this for mine. I may steal this for the index tool. That is, I think honestly, this looks like just like the door panel, just sideways. Yeah, this is just the door panel. This is just the normal Voron door, just sideways. I'm stealing this. I'm stealing that. I'm stealing this. Oh, here's a MOG. So if you're wondering how big the MOG kit that I have will be once it's built, that's a normal size Death Racer, which I don't have a Death Racer in here. But yeah, if you want to know how big the MOG is, this is how big the MOG is. It is 1 meter long. Do the rear wheels turn? Does the rear wheels have turning too? Or is this broken? I don't know. But yeah, the mod kits are freaking huge. The mod kits are freaking huge. Shells are done now. Keep scrolling. Oh, well, I'm going to look at it anyways. Oh, it's a filament spool holder, I think. Yeah, when I build mine, I kind of want to put like a cow catcher on. I'm going to build it pretty much exactly in this configuration here, stock. And then the plan is we're going to put like a, I want to Mad Max it out. I want to Mad Max my Mog out. Shelves. So remix the V0 spool holder. Springs on alley. Made a shelf for dry boxes. Oh, clever. So you're going to store your filament in dry boxes. Clever. Clever, clever, clever. Old candy machine needed a refresh, so I designed my own dispenser, drawing inspiration from existing model. Ooh. Usual disclosure, I say this every time I come across it. Be careful anytime you have something 3D printed and food, because 3D prints are very hard to clean. Moisture and whatnot, food debris can get in the little nooks and crannies between the lines of infill. It's very hard to clean and keep perfectly sanitary. So just take with that information as you will. Be cautious. I say that every time I see something 3D printed in food, just to remind people that it will work. You'll probably be fine, but it's hard to properly sanitize a 3D print, especially depending on the plastic. So just so you know. R5 Dome. I got to get back to working on my Astromech droid. I got to get back to that. My stupid sander broke, so I got to get a new one. An in progress Mog kit here. Very clean. ATST. Ooh, that one's good. Ooh. Okay, so because of my monitors, this is a 1080p monitor and whatnot, it looked really weird. And it's like that whole crosshatch thing, so when you zoom in, it actually looks much better. Ooh, those prints came out clean. This whole thing came out clean. That is a very clean print. I like that it's actually standing on its own, too. How tall is that? So that's... It's about that tall, I think. That seems pretty tall. Who is that? Beer Medic? Beer Medic, are you in chat? How tall is this thing? That came out really nice. Is it posable? I think it's posable, too. Yeah, it's standing on its own. That is really clean. Very nice. Very nice, Beer Medic. The rear wheels do turn. It's also very fast. Okay. Well, the plan for mine is I got like the V0s, and I got like a bunch of little small printers. The plan is mine. When I get it done, I can put like a UPS on it and drive it around. It says it's 200. Okay, but like 250% isn't a size. It's a scale. It's 250%, but like of what? I just want to know how tall it is. I always found that funny. Like, that was always a pet peeve of mine. No offense, Kirkman. But, like, that was always a pet peeve of mine when I would be, like, back when I first got into 3D printing, I'm looking up, like, on the 3D printing subreddit or whatever. Be like, look at this print I printed at 250% scale. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't tell me anything. How big is it? Tell me the height. Working on getting these old printers. Okay, speed 1, 2, 3. Oh. Ooh, have fun. Oh, remember when printers were built like this? Look at all these wires to the tool head before we had tool head boards and everything. Oh. Call that a chicken walker. Yeah, good old chicken leg, ATST. A heat circulation filtration system for my Voron Trident. Got some blower fans, some filter, carbo pellets, servo controlled. Fancy. Are we really endorsing it? I mean, if you know what the problem with, if you have problems with it, don't buy it. Simple as that. Plus, I'm pretty sure they walked back their, we don't want you printing guns on it. Also, this thing's in offline mode. You can use this printer in offline mode. And I've been using it in offline mode. So this printer can't snitch on me at all. Like, if it wants to snitch on you and you're okay with it, log into the network. But this isn't logged into the network. Plus, I'm Canadian. Those laws don't apply to me anyways. It's like all the European folks protected by the GDPR and all that for data collection. Plus the U1's in the garage. I didn't feel like bringing it down here. Yeah, this was smart. Okay, so you just put a bunch of racks for your filament dryers. That is actually clever. That's a clever way of doing it. So instead of just having... And you still have traditional spool holders, but they're the V0 one, or the... That's clever. So you got the travel V0 spool holders that fold out of the way. So if you are using a traditional spool holder, or spool, you just throw it on. But you can fold them out of the way if you want to use a dryer box. Very nice. Very nice. I'm texting and those laws don't apply to me. Yeah, you guys are allowed to build guns on your own. Go for it. What is it? Oh, these are Moab parts. Yeah. Those are cool. The Moab's so cool. We've got a little RC car. Oh, that's cool. I always see this. I'm assuming most of these electronics, like the motors aren't affected by water, right? These brushless motors that you see. Because I'm assuming this seals it up pretty good. So I'm assuming either water just doesn't get in here or it doesn't affect. I'm assuming water just doesn't get it. Yeah, that looks like a seal. That's a. I would love to know, is this a TPU seal? Wet biscuit from Cactus Craft. That looks really cool. That does look really cool. We have more. Oh, these are the PTFE tubes for that. All the PTFE. So the only thing I'm a little hesitant about with all these PTFE tubes and no booster, this is going to be a lot of extra friction that your extruders are going to have to overcome. So that kind of is something you just kind of have to keep in the back of your mind, just something to tuck away. Yeah, you can get, this is probably 3/4 PTFE, so it's not tight or anything, but the friction does add up over time. So you just got to be a little bit careful. So, hey Canuck, where the platform I can show you my unique modification to automate 3D. What? Where the platform? I mean, like, you want to show something in this? It's on it's the Discord, the Look What I Printed channel on the Discord. These parts are $4 for Harbor Freight right now. Handful container. So what is this? Harbor Freight storage case. Crown oh, they're staples. Oh, they come like this, and you printed this device. Oh, this is clever. That is clever. That is the top is printed in TPU. Okay. Oh, on the boat there. Ooh, that is much cleaner. That is much cleaner. That is much cleaner. Very nice. How's the print coming along? Oh, the print's coming along good. The Tiny Bike Rebuild AJ Project Whale Shark. 90% of it is printed in polymaker high temp PLA with high temp PLA glass fire. Made its debut at Murph. Pro tip: always test fit before committing. It did not, and I missed a couple of embarrassing design issues. So this is one of those trikes, the polymaker trike there, with a bunch of shark stuff on it. It looks like. That's cool. Project Whale Shark. I love how you have the cup holder. Very important. I've driven a couple of these around, and I always feel like I'm going to die or break something. These things are so unergonomic to drive. Like, if you're a full-size adult, these things are so awkward to drive around and sit on. Frax flex arm with pine sol and 150 extrusion, printed in the cheapest filament I could find. Purple is ABS plus, green is Petchy, both AliExpress specials. Very nice. A little soldering station, very clever. And you got some whatever it called, the Gridfinity Very nice. And you got the little 2 holes there if you want to mount it to something. Very nice. Very nice. Skeleton skull printed in Tech TPU. Air for the front face and the jaw on the back, and Tech ABS glass filled for my friend's cosplay wedding. Ooh. Please tell me you have a purple robe to wear with this. Please tell me you also wear a purple robe with this. I keep you muted, so just in case. Very nice. So the trick for the hinge is you use Velcro. If you're ever doing a helmet or anything like this, a good trick, I think I have my Helldiver helmet. So the trick is, anytime you have something like, you know, this is my Helldiver helmet here. This doesn't fit on my head. So the trick is, this whole front piece is held on with stretchy bands, like those nylon webbing, nylon stretchy webbing. So this way it can move a bit. So when you go to put it on, and it normally wouldn't fit, now it can kind of flex over the head. And there you go. So the little bit of flex gives you the ability to easily put it on and off without it destroying your face. So magnets also work too. Something like this though, because you want it to move when you talk, the elastic bands probably make sense. Wear that the rest of the stream? No, because I can't really see out of it too well, because it is actually full-on welding visor, and it kind of ruins the audio. It kind of ruins the audio. Designed my own riser for the Elegoo Centauri Carbon 1 with new canvas upgrade. So this is their MMU or AMS or MMS system. Cool. Cool. A lot of plastic, but that's cool. I'm waiting for the Index FE to arrive. I've been working on preparing this printer. It's a bit overkill, but the advantage makes it. So what printer is this? Oh, this is a V2. I can see the pixels. Oh, is this independent? Oh, this bar is independent. That moves up and down with the tool. Ooh. So what would be the advantage of that? Because the way LDO did it, or not LDO, the way Bondtech did it, when they were showing off the index system on a Voron V2, they just had this crossbar perma-mounted to the front gantry of the V2. So as the V2 gantry went up, the tools went up with it, because the tool head needs to be in line with the tools to pick it up. Now on a stealth changer, the tools stay at the top because the docking and undocking mechanism requires a scoop to pick it up. So the tools on a stealth changer are scooped up, and then they come out and they do the print, and then they're scooped down to unlock. But the index locks front to front. So what's the advantage of having the tools be able to move independently to maintain full Z height? But you're going to get, because however high the tools move is however high the tool head moves. Because like, here, let me pull up a picture. Like, so for example, on my Trident that we're building, that's going to have index on it, you can see, like, you just see this attachment point. You would basically do the same thing on a V2. So the tools are just rising with the V2 gantry. So yes, it's extra weight on the gantry, but it's not like the gantry moves that much. You're moving up and down, you know, up. So what's the advantage of having them separate? What I'm not against it. I'm just trying to see what the. It's a bit overkill, but it has advantages to make me think of. Yeah, but Offrey, what are the advantages? I just want to know. Like, is it a harmonics thing? Like because they're now detached. When you're doing your Z hops, you don't have to hop the whole gantry with all the tools. So the tools aren't hopping when you're Z hopping. You just have to ensure that the tool is always on the same Z as the. How would you do that? How would you have two motors slaved to Z to move the gantry up and down that hold the tools, so that the gantry when you print can do Z hops, but then when it goes to do a tool change, it can tell the tool dock gantry to be sure it's on the exact same Z height, because they have to be on the same Z height for the change of tools, because you can't have two. Like, there is a little bit of. I don't know how accurate the index system has to be for those pickups. That's the thing. So the PTFE tube is not the tangle. But the thing is, the motion of this going all the way up and all the way down happens regardless if the tools are in it or not. Unless you're telling me it does a thing where it changes the tool and then it moves up out of the way so that the tubes can't tangle, and then when it goes to do the change, it comes down. But then, so it would have to do something where, okay, it calls out a tool change, and then it would have to take whatever Z height it's at, then tell the gantry to move to that Z height to do the tool change, and then after the tool change, the post tool change G code would be dock that back up at whatever its park height is and resume print. Like, you could do it. You would have to do it. You'd have to use macros. Yeah, that's the only advantage. Yeah, so yeah, it would be stay at the top, go to do the change, come down, do the change, and then go back up. Yeah, I see it. I see it. It is definitely a bit overkill, I think, but I do see that is the advantage of it. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Could use an LED and a photo diode to position. I mean, you could do like an end stop, where, like, as it comes down, like, you could have the motors just be a straight up, completely dumb set of motors that just forward and reverse, just have a forward and reverse command, and it just stops when it hits an upper end stop, and then the lower end stop rides on the gantry. So it would always just go dock or click and stop, do tool change, and then reverse till it hits end stop at the top. You could do it that way if you didn't have extra drivers or something, but it would have to be, yeah. Nothing against it. It just seems like it adds a lot to just make sure your Bowdens don't tangle, kind of thing. Okay, Macaron. It's the president of France. With custom designed filter backpack, mix of filaments. Filter backpack has a HEPA, not a heap filter, HEPA filter. Autocorrect got you there. Filter and chamber for activated carbon, uses two 120 radial fans. Very clean. Very clean build. My desk. Shaky. The other advantage, it looks cool. This is true. It's important to remember that projects can sometimes be a journey. As you can see, I printed a Stanley Cup for a hockey pool I participate in. What's fun about the design is you can print rings that screw together. So as each new winner, you can replace it. Oh, just like the real cup, yeah. I printed a small proof on the far left image and I lined up inspector. Well, the full-size version, they didn't line up. I'm not an engineer. Yeah. Yeah. Then I got there, but burned through way more filament. Yep. When you change scale, you got to be careful. Yep. That is clever, though. That is clever. That is clever. Lord Stanley's legally distinct chalice. Is Bowden tubes tangling an issue with tool changers? I haven't encountered it. I had a fail on the stealth changer where it dropped a tool, but I don't know what caused it because I wasn't there to see it. It depends a lot on the setup. Fixed gantry tool changers like this, it is less of an issue because the Bowden tube only has to be long enough to do the XY. So you just have enough loop and you're good. Simple as that. On a V2, it is a little bit harder because you have to have a much longer umbilical. If it's done wrong. Exactly. If it's done right, it's not an issue. If it's done wrong, it can be an issue. First long print on the stealth changer. He's a little chameleon. Little geckos. I printed one of these on the V2 with the stealth changer. Or with the VVD. Making Star Wars Galaxy has inspired lights for my desk in the living room as well as control panel. Making 8 lights to the mount. Okay, that's really cool. So they're Star Wars inspired. I like the weathering. I like the weathering. I like the weathering. I did you do the trick where you I think it's like Vaseline. You put like something that paint doesn't stick to down. So you do your base layer, and then you spray Vaseline, like you just splotch on some, like, I think Vaseline is a common thing, and then you go and paint you spray on your final layer, and then the areas where the paint peels off, the paint just peels off. That looks really cool. And then, what is that? Clear Pet G, I think? Yeah, just clear Pet G for the diffusers. Very cool. I want to see these lit up. Oh, that's... there. Oh, you got a little control panel. That's cool. I want to see these lit up. The end of the baker. I want to see these lit up. So, a good example, these. My Argiba crown molding was all done. It's all 3D printed. So my RGB crown molding is all 3D printed. Okay, it's fully 3D printed. I have a video on the channel if you want to do something like this. It's really cool. You don't really need anything crazy other than generic RGB LED strip, clear PET G filament, and then whatever other filament you want for the backer, and then I just spray painted it silver so it's more reflective. But yeah. And the cool thing is, I can put on a Hunt for Red October mode. Oop, make it brighter. There you go. So when... there we go. We can do Hunt for Red October mode. Or when I'm filming a video and I want, more background lighting, white or blah or green, if I want to save the planet, but I just leave it in happy-go-lucky rainbow mode most of the time. So, the scariest color in the world to some people, apparently. We have an uptick in people refusing to wash their hands at work, so I decided to be proactive. Boss isn't sure who put it up, but it has their suspicion. Please wash your hands. This otherwise becomes this. Yeah. The fact that there's an uptick in people refusing to wash their hands, kinda... what? You wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. It's not that hard. Shameless plug about the Stone Rocker, the most innovative knife sharpened 3D print. Ah, dang it. I hate when I click that stupid... what is this? The Stone Rocker. Why does this look like an AI image? Why does this look like an AI image? Is it because of like it's not an age, no, those are proper words. This looks like an AI image. I think it's just the way that the HDR is, and it's like just the way the picture is post-processed. Because that's just, that's an extrusion. There's the view wheels. That's really cool. It just really looks like an AI image. Like there's... what is that? What is that word? What is that word? That's supposed to be 600 grit. Stone rocker. This is tripping my AI senses. This image. Something about this image is tripping. Speed bile. This is an AI image. This is an AI image. Speed bile. Different size screws. This is an AI image. Or at least it's AI edited, at least. AI, yeah. That person, Jet B, you joined the Discord today, and the only post you've posted on my Discord is a post that's AI generated. Jet B, are you in chat right now? This is your only post on my Discord. You joined today, and you're sharing a AI product. An AI generated. I'm Jet B, are you in chat right now? Jet B, are you in chat right now? I mean, to be fair, here it is. It does exist. I'm muting it because I don't want to get freaking... I mean, it is a real product, but like, and I do allow self-promotion on this channel, but like, bro, this is AI as shit. I'm sorry. Like, part of this stream is supposed to be self-promotion's okay, but not like corporate shilling. So it's not AI. The product may actually exist, but this image is AI as shit because it's got a speed bile. And this is that, and then this is a different image than on the website. The image on the website is even worse. The image on the website is even worse with the AI artifacting. So this is a real thing, but yeah. This is your only post on the Discord is promoting a product with AI shit. Yeah. Time to organize electro stuff and not just Gridfinity. Ooh. You got, look at all them resistors. You cannot resist the resistor. Oh, bowling pins printed and painted in a... Bruh. Yeah, AI images is not... Yeah, I'm deleting this. This is an AI image. Remove, delete message. Delete. That's an AI image. That's not a look what I printed thing. Sorry. Yeah, that pinstriping, for those that don't know, pinstriping is done by hand. These aren't like decals. These aren't decal stickers. This is somebody sitting there by hand doing the pinstriping. That is insane. That is, and these are 3D printed. I'm assuming these are CMYK if you're here. I'm assuming these are decorative. These aren't getting smashed with a 12-pound bowling ball. I'm assuming these are decorative. But damn. Because here's what I love about it. It's symmetrical. This is going to sound weird. Pinstriping, when done well, it's symmetrical. As you can see, right? It's like you put a line down the middle and it's mirrored. But it's not perfect. And I think I like that. I kind of like the fact it's not perfect. Because that means a human did it. Like, okay, yeah, the gap there isn't quite the same as the gap there. And like, this doesn't quite line up with that. But I mean, like, a meat bag did this. The people collect them. That is cool. Do you sell them? I mean, just a question, why 3D printing? It just makes more sense to do 3D printing just because of ergonomics or whatever? Because you would, like, how expensive is a bowling pin? Like, doing it on just buying, like, regular bowling pins and doing it. I'm legit curious, why 3D printing instead of just buying a bowling pin and painting a regular bowling pin? Because this looks just really cool. Is it so people don't accidentally use them for bowling? Is that why? 3 pound, 8 ounce. I guess a real bowling pin is heavier. But you got to, like, clean up the print, right? Like, this looks like it has a couple, quite a few coats of paint on it to make it all nice and smooth. And get it all shiny and buffed up. Like, you can still see the layer lines a little bit, but pins are pricey. $15 to $25 each? Okay. Yes, both sold. The prep on a real one is tricky. You have to remove... Oh, you're right. You're right. A regular bowling pin would have all that coating on it. Because it's a 3D printing channel, Diana Baker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's really cool. That is a really cool skill you have there. That is really cool. I suffer from essential tremors. So, like, my hands, like, when I hold anything in precision, my hands just shake. There's, like, I can't hold my hands steady. So... this kind of stuff was just way out of my wheelhouse, but that is just so cool. That is cool. That is really cool. Fire. Expanding my drawers a bit. Look at all them drawers. That's a clever way of storing the bearings. That's a smart way of storing the bearings, by the way. I just throw them in a drawer. Wood lays are expensive too. That is true. That is true. Yeah, because real bowling pins... I'm pretty sure I watched an episode on how it's made, on how bowling pins are made. A Brunswick bowling pin, how much? Max Life synthetic pin. Like, how much is, like, newest alphabet? How much is a pin? Contact. The fact that it says contact, usually not a good sign. Shopping. What do we got for bowling pins? Pre-owned, $22. $122. Ugh. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it. 15 piece of wood. Yeah, because they're like a really dense wood, and then they have like a lot of paint on them. There's a lot of like coatings on it. Almost there on this one. Martin on printables, 100% pet cheat. Ooh, very nice. Very nice shuttle. I have the files to do a Halo Pelican. I need to print. I have the files to do a Halo Pelican. I just got to get around to printing it. I printed a paint booth. Very nice. I like the hex grid there for keeping stuff up when you're painting it with all these little things that clip in. Very clever. Yeah, you have a lot more airflow than mine. Oh, look at that. Look, he's got the little tabs there to hold the filters so you can pop them in and out. Very clever. That is a very clever setup. That is a very good setup. I'm assuming you do like army stuff, army painting stuff or whatever. And an actual proper blower too. Very good setup there. Deanna the Baker again. Do you do army figure stuff? Like war figure stuff with this? Or what are you painting? Part of a printables contest. Aw. That's cute. That's cute. That's really cute. That's like the fairy things that people put in the woods. The fairy nooks or fairy alcoves or whatever they're called. That's cute. Give it a like. There you go. That's cute. Benchy nook. Those are cool. That's cool. That's cool. Mostly Star Wars prop stuff and painting Star Wars diorams. Oh, cool. The Nomad. Yep, we're going to be doing this. I'm saving this for a video. For those that don't know, Nomad the guy from Positron who works for Printed Solid now, who is now Prusa, came out with custom firmware for the Panda Touches that allow them to interface with Prusa printers and Clipper printers. So it turns your Panda Touch into like a tablet that you can use to control all your printers, if they're running Clipper or Prusa printers. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I'm saving it for when I go on vacation, so I have stuff to put on the channel while I'm on vacation. But we will be doing this. I should have the Panda Touch. Let me go double check. Make sure I didn't break it or something. Yeah, I got the Panda Touch right here. Yeah. So, got to do that. Because I have it on a P1S, and I haven't used the P1S in like 2 to 3 years. So, you're a Star Wars geek? I mean, I got a Mando helmet right there, and a little Star Wars inspired bot up top there. So yeah, I will be doing a video on this. Jake England? Oh look, do you think this guy knows how to design a CNC machine or something? Very nice. What are you working on? Dev stuff on the Miley? Look at those big Chungus rails. Supposedly Bamboo printers too, due to the lack of ABI by Bamboo. So here's the trick. Don't use Bamboo printers and you don't have to worry about support for Bamboo printers. That's using your noggin. What is this, a Seaboard? I had to rebuild my 2.4 after the last tool that exploded from clogs and went crazy and added a bunch of stuff. Very clean. This looks like the Seaboard Trident. Oh no, this is a Flying Gantry V2. Flying Gantry V2. Neat. I know it's not what I'm printing, but I acquired this printer a couple days ago. One of one custom printer called the Tesseract. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the old way of doing printers. This is like how kit printers used to be. Very hodgepodgey. Honestly, just turn it into I mean, are these 3030s or 2020s? If these are 2020s, just convert it into a Flying Gantry V2. Just make it a large Voron V2. Alan Bradley. Panel V. What is this? Over fire air, under fire air, combustion controller, feed chute, feeders, grates, clinker rolls, ash dischargers. What do you do for work? Hydraulics? Is this like a furnace or a cold release not active? I mean, the Moab's cool too. RC, industrial and construction. What is this? Grease? I'm assuming this is some sort of industrial thing. I'm assuming that's industrial. That's cool. Very good at 3D printer. iBook G4 little. My desk is shaking like crazy. This printer shakes like crazy. I mean, the prints look good, but it's shaking my whole desk. Storage boxes, father-in-law for Father's Day. Very nice. Very nice. Like the infill pattern. Oh, you have one of those fancy beds that leave the pattern in the print. Oh, okay. So it does exist. It does exist. See, this I'd rather see. See? Jet B? This is what I want to see for the post. I don't want to see the AI image. I want to see the thing. So this is good. This is good now. See? Now we good. Because this is the thing. See? Jet B, they've redeemed themselves. You get the redemption thumbs up. You redeemed yourself. It does exist. It is a real thing. And yes, it looks better than the AI image. So I'm assuming it does the back and forth motion. Because I'm assuming there's a motor in here because it's got a belt. So you just kind of hold it on and it just automatically does the sharpening. I keep doing the wrong camera. It keeps doing the sharpening motion automatically, I think. The Parkinson's printer? Nah. As somebody who suffers from a shaking disorder, I probably shouldn't poke the beast. Sharpen smarter, rock harder. Okay, yeah. See, if you led with this, see, you get the redemption thumbs up. There you go. Seeing the bearings reminding of this bearing container design. Very nice. Ooh, you're raw dogging your bearings. You're free balling your bearings here. No protection. Just letting them run wild in the open air. Just free balled bearings, eh? The U1 shake the bench? No, I think this does run higher accels though. I think this does print with higher accels. Also, this has anti-vibration feet on it that are very gummy, which also I think play into the fact that it's it wobbles more. Like, also this table is not rigid at all. This table is like literally this narrow with a tabletop on it this wide. This bench is not stable at all. Like, this is me moving it. This is like one finger on it, me moving it back and forth. This table is not stable. It's not meant to have printers on it. This is the table we build Gundam on. So there we go. What I will do, I'm gonna leave. What time is it now? 1:36. So we're gonna stream for a little bit longer, but that is, I'll leave the channel open. So if anyone else still wants to contribute, we'll take a look at near the end of the stream. So if you've been watching this, you've been enjoying this, and you want to share something, you have a chance to go share it now on the Discord, and we'll go back and look at that in a little bit. What I'm going to do now is try and get a better camera angle for this guy, so that we can. Let me see here. Can I pull this out? Print. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. So unfortunately, I can't give you a better view on the webcam. Everything's going down good though. It's printing pretty good. Layer adhesion's good. I don't know if I can get this over. No, that won't reach over. And the overhead camera. I don't want to move that. I can move it, but I don't want to. I mean, we'll just do this. There we go. Just do that. I don't really have a proper mobile camera in here. I have my overhead camera, but I don't want to focus on that. There we go. Focus. Servo autofocus. Focus. Uh-oh. Did I turn it off? What'd I do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The screen turned off. I want you to focus on that. There we go. There we go. Close enough. Yeah, I mean, I have a camera arm here, but it's meant for like when we're building stuff on the desk. That's what this room is meant for, like small little project builds and messing around and doing little stuff. We build stuff in the garage. That's the point. So, copy image link. Can I, let me see here. No, I can't. I can't open the image in anything. By the way, for those wondering, the original plan, we were supposed to go through the MOG kit today. If you're wondering why we're not looking at the MOG kit right now, is because UPS, like, I don't know, the package is in a truck and wasn't delivered yesterday and never showed up. So, thank you, UPS. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to go poke my head outside. I don't think they deliver on Saturdays, but I'm going to go poke my head outside just in case. Nothing was there this morning. Let me double check. I don't think there's anything out here. Nope. But I do have this. Okay, so I do have this. So, unfortunately, I don't have the MOG kit or the baby belt kit for us to look at, because that's what I was supposed to do today. Still hasn't showed up, but UPS did deliver one of the 3 packages yesterday, which was the LDO R2 upgrade kit. So, for some reason, I thought the upgrade kit came with motors. I don't know if I talked with Jason and somehow I thought they came with motors. They don't. So I might have a printer with long shaft stepper motors I might be able to borrow motors from. A printer I'm not using, maybe the VZBot or the Rat Rig. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. If not, I just won't use the long shaft steppers, or I'll just use the regular ones and swap them out later. But if you want to know what comes in the LDO R2 upgrade kit for Trident, there you go. The June batch of this year, R2 upgrade kit. You get new PTFE tube. You get the extra bearings you need. Good thing I went and bought some foam, because it comes with 2 packs of foam. So it comes with more foam. So good thing I bought a bunch of this stuff. And then all your extra screws, a bunch of extra screws, extra screws, extra shims, extra M5 heat sets, and a bunch of other stuff. So this is everything you need. If you already had an R1 Trident and you wanted to upgrade to an R2 Trident, or you had an R1 Trident kit and you haven't built an R2 Trident yet and you want to go right to the R2, this kit has everything you need in terms of hardware to make up the difference. If you do want to go to long shaft stepper motors, you'll have to source those separately because they are not part of the upgrade kit. For some reason, I thought they were, but they are not. So that showed up yesterday. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Let me play around. Let's change you so we get rid of this flickering. There we go, 150. Because, are you serious? This flickers at 50 hertz. Of course it flickers at 50 hertz. Okay. And now, servo autofocus is paused. I can't. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ever placed the shaft in a stepper motor? No. Do we expect index upgrade kits with top hat and doors? So here's the thing. I think if you want to do the index upgrade, the top hat, just buy the stealth changer top hat. It's going to be a little taller than you need, but it'll just work. So you'll have to source a top hat, but I think you could just use the stealth changer top hat. It's just going to be taller. I don't know if those are long shaft. No. Maybe the VZBot has long shaft stepper motors I can borrow. Because I have a whole drawer of stepper motors, but none of them are long shaft. I mean, I could use NEMA 23, but I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, I could have sworn I had some long shaft stepper motors somewhere, but I don't, apparently. I don't. modded BA mounts. I mean, I don't think you need. I mean, the normal steppers work fine. It's just they don't not support on both ends. That's the downside. They're not supported on both ends. So, would you recommend the FlashForge over the Snapmaker? I think I'm going to do a video comparing them both directly at some point. This machine does have some advantages over the Creator or the U1. It is simpler to set up. It is a much simpler machine to set up. The tool heads are simpler because the tool heads don't actually contain an extruder motor or a part cooling fan or anything. So the tool heads are a little bit simpler. The latching and unlatching mechanism on this is more mechanical, and I think it might be a little bit more repeatable. It's hard to say. I do like how all the spools are on one side of the machine. There is less stuff on this machine, which means less stuff that can break, if that is something. There are some pros to this machine, and there are some cons to this machine. I think the Creator 5, this machine, makes more sense as a print farm machine. If you're not going to modify, if you have no intent to modify the machine, you're going to use it as it comes out of the box. You're just going to throw it up on a shelf and have it print flexi whatevers or whatever for a print farm for your Etsy store. I think this machine might have an advantage if all you're doing is printing PLA and PETG. The moment you want to print other than PLA or PETG, I think the U1's better. Or if like you're only going to have like 1 or 2 machines, I think the U1's better. 60-degree max temp. Honestly, John, that is the vast majority of people who 3D print will be perfectly fine with that. I have a dedicated machine if I need to print stuff hotter than that. Every other machine I have prints everything up to ABS, ASAs, nylons, whatever, just fine. It's only when I want to print the super Gucci stuff that I use a special machine. Plus, how often do you need to print multi... If you're printing stuff that needs that hot of a chamber, IDEX, I think, makes more sense. Overhead. Yes, the U1 is a bigger print volume. The U1's also a more expensive machine. At least non-discounted price. Whenever I compare printers, I compare them off of their normal price, not their discount price, if there's a sale on. Being able to mount the display on the other side. Yeah. I mean, I just like the fact all the spools are on the side. On the U1, it's kind of annoying because the spool holders on the U1 too are kind of finicky for their selection. Like, it does suck that these only take up to 1 kilogram spools. But, like, everything's on this side. So if you wanted to have another printer next to this, you need as much room as you need here to take the spool off and on, and then you could have the other printer. On the U1, because the spools are on both sides, you need an extra spool worth of clearance on each side. So, like, I could take one of these machines, take this side, and put it right here. On a U1, I couldn't do that because the U1 has a spool on this side, so I would have to, you know, the U1 takes up a lot more room, if that makes sense. Bontech said they've run hotter without issues, but warranty said, yeah, it's like my Prusa Core 1L. The chamber likes to go up to 55 Celsius max, and that's the highest you can set it. But right now, with it being summer in my garage, if I don't have the air conditioning on, it gets into high 30 Celsius. And I've gotten the chamber in my Core 1L up to 62 Celsius, and it kept printing just fine. So. Came with hardened steel nozzles. Yeah, this machine also comes with hardened nozzles. The U1 comes with stainless steel nozzles, so they're fine, but not peak. But I found 75 to 80 more useful for normal filaments. I mean, yeah, like if you're printing ABS or ASA, it does benefit from better layer adhesion. The hotter you can get it, up to about, I think 90 is when the point it gets too hot. But for the average home gamer, it's not that big of a deal. Like, very few people at home are printing where they need those temperatures. Like, again, I've spoken to companies that sell filament. 90% of what they sell is PLA and PETG. And it's like, of that 90%, the majority of it's PLA. So, I keep hitting the wrong damn button. Like, the fact that you're watching this stream here means you're probably somebody who is more into 3D printers than somebody who just buys the printer and prints stuff. You probably are into modding it, getting the most out of your machine. So we are definitely a not typical audience for 3D printing, to be fair. Like, the majority of people are perfectly fine with a 250 millimeter print volume open air bed flinger. And there's a reason those kind of machines still exist and they sell like hotcakes. The peak 3D printer for the average person is a 250 millimeter cube volume bed flinger. The open frame bed flinger for cheap. That is the ultimate 3D printer for the average person. And I know some people won't like that I say that. But we're not the average 3D printer people here, are we? We're special. We are special. Can't remember exactly, but for me, Index is going to be silly multicolor PLA thing. Yep, for me, Index is just going to be, like, if all goes well with the Trident, it is going to be my go-to multicolor, probably. Because I'm going to have however many tools I can fit on it. It's going to be enclosed. It's probably going to be what I wanted the Stealth Changer for. The problem with the Stealth Changer I'm having is it's just finicky. It works and it prints, it's just finicky. Whereas I'm hoping the Index is much more in line with how these kind of machines are functioning. Because, like, between this, the Creator 5, and the U1, I haven't had a single failure with either of these machines. They've just been chooching along. Thousands of tool changes. Even, like, my XL. My XL has, like, I think, like, 40,000 tool changes on it. And last I checked, it had, like, 2 failures. And both of those failures were, like... They caught the tool head caught on a print, which that's the print problem, not the printer problem. Solvo M1D. The M1D, I think, will be an extremely good machine for those that have a need of either dedicated supports or they know they're going to be printing a lot of multi-material regularly. I think the M1D would be really good for people who do cosplay, for do props. I think the M1D, I don't think would be too good of a print farm machine because of its price point. But I think if it's like, oh, I'm going to get one machine for multi-material, M1D I think might be a pretty good option. Especially because it does have the one dedicated tool head. So it's a 7-tool machine, but it's 1 plus 6. So it has one fixed tool head. It's an IDEX system, but one of the IDEX tools can pick up 6 different tools. So you have a fixed tool and then 6 IDEX tools. So you can do gang printing. You could do support material, dedicated support material printing. It does seem like it would be a pretty good option for a specific audience. Yeah, the Creator 5 Pro Prime. Oh yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the stream. I have a normal Creator 5, not the Pro, but like it's the same frame. So there's a vent right here where that's the intake, and then out here is where the hot air comes out. Can I pop that out? No, it doesn't pop out. And yeah, it primes right here. I mean, all they have to do is change it so it primes back here. I mean, you got the little wiper here, but you just do the wipe here and then you just do the prime back here. You just change the prime location. It's not rocket appliances. Yeah, most multicolor prints have... Yeah, so one primary... Yeah, so you could have that primary tool loaded up with like a full spool of like 3 kilograms of black PLA or whatever, or white PLA or whatever your primary color is. Or you could have it as a dedicated infill tool head. Because, you know, you waste a lot of filament with infill. Just use like generic white filament for infill or black filament for infill if the model allows it. So... E-Sun cardboard spool come apart after taking out the U1 entire full spool. Ooh, yeah, the U1, I could see that being a problem. I could see the U1 with the spools are those like ones that like, they have like the little pedals that like collapse. I could see if you're pulling off a cardboard spool, if that inner thing gets hooked on it, I could see it coming apart. I could see that coming apart. I could see that. That sucks. A lot of issues on the spool holder with U1, many mods. Yeah, like honestly, at this point, you probably would be better off just printing like a more generic spool holder. Like, here, let me... U1 spool. Yeah, like you might be better off just printing a more generic spool holder for the... Really, this person just like re-uploaded a file and their picture is just the picture of the frickin' Maker World picture. Lowest effort in the world. Yeah, there's spool holders. There's stuff you can print. Pretty wobbly. This desk is not meant for 3D printers to be on. This desk is... There's a reason this desk that the 3D printers are on that are just out of frame that you can't see is bolted to the wall. This desk is not bolted to the wall. I can do this with like 2 fingers. So this desk is not... Yeah. They use the same spool as the CC2. I hate them because they're spring-loaded thing. Here's the thing. Those spools are actually a pretty good spool holder if you use the right spools on them. The problem is, if you're like me and you have like 20 different types of spool, they're not great. Like, they are good spool holders for the specific spools that they are good with. Beyond that, they kind of suck. They don't work on too little spools. They don't work on too big spools. Plus, they have built-in RFID. So if you go to an aftermarket spool holder, the RFID no worky. Trying to remember what's his name had at the... do I have a picture of it? I don't think I have a picture of it. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I don't think... The spool holder that what's his name had on that V2 at... let me see, April... I don't know. Whose V2 was that? They have that has all the wood paneling on it. It's always at the Voron booth at Rocky Mountain. They have like a special spool holder that uses those springs, and it's really compact, and it's a really nice spool holder because it has a built-in rewinder, I think. But it uses like that same mechanic, the leaf spring style. Did I see Svee's? No, post the link to it. I'll take a look at it. Who is adding me on the Voron Discord? Oh, jeez. There you go. Here's a Mog with a V0 on the back. If you want to know how big a Mog is with a V0 on the back, there you go. So my plan is, give me 1 second here. Give me a second here. Where are you? You're here. Aha. So I have this guy. This is my plan. I have this guy. This is a... I don't know. The company went out of business. They sent this to me and they're like, make a video on it. And then they went out of business. So I just kept the product and I use it. All Powers portable power station. I don't know. It's a 300 watt hour battery. 600 watt max. 300 watt hour. I don't know. It's a battery bank, right? It's your typical battery bank. This will run a positron printing PLA for like 3 hours. So the idea is I'm going to take this, put this on the back here, because this is like a foot wide, by the way. If you're wondering how wide the bed is, the bed on the Mog is about a foot wide. So this will fit on the Mog. So the plan is I'm going to mount this like right up against the back here, and then we'll have a printer on the back, maybe the baby belt, and we'll drive around as the baby belt poops out prints or something. So that's kind of the idea with that. Do you experience different print qualities depending on where the part was uploaded, like printables or spring? Nope. An STL is an STL. Put that back so I don't lose it. I can't. This mic, I don't think this mic doesn't have the best range compared to like the DJI mics. So when it comes to downloading a file, like, here's the thing. If the same file is uploaded to the different websites, MakerWorld, Printables, Thingiverse, Thangs, whatever, if the same file is uploaded, the print quality will be the same. There is no, you know, it's not like the files get compressed. As far as I'm aware, none of these sites compress their files, right? So if you upload a Benchy to MakerWorld, and then a Benchy to Printables, and a Benchy to Thingiverse, and then you download the Benchy, it's the same file. I don't think any of these sites are like compressing STLs or anything like that. So I don't think it's a thing you have to worry about. Like, it shouldn't be a thing. Why is there a site that's like trying to claim they have better quality files or something? Because like an STL is an STL. The only thing with MakerWorld is people like to upload 3MF files to MakerWorld. I personally don't really see the advantage of it. 3MF files can carry more data, yes. But if it's just a 3MF output of the same STL, it's going to be the same. And then you also have a lot of usually Bamboo-specific settings baked into it that you don't use anyways. So I much prefer the STL, unless it's like a multicolor model or a multi-part model. So the STL for the owl. The owl is from MakerWorld, I believe, and it is called the Wandering Owl, I believe. So I think it's called the Wandering Owl. Somebody got me the file off MakerWorld. So, oh, we're already on the multicolor. We're doing the feetsies in orange. Is this model also sliced horribly for multicolor? Yeah, it kind of is. It's a little wasteful with the multicolor, but whatever. 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 I do what I want. Watchful Owl? Or, yeah, Watchful Owl, maybe. Streaming tonight or no? Yeah, just today. The little guy is out at Scouts, doing a Scout camping weekend, with his cub group, and so mommy and daddy are doing a date night tonight. So you guys aren't invited, so that's why I'm streaming right now. What did I... The owl was printed on the U1. The owl was printed on the Snapmaker U1. What are we working on today? We did the community print showcase stream, and now my neighbor wants a bunch of those desk gooses. I don't know. They're called porch gooses. It's a thing. It's totally a boomer thing, I think. Porch goose. So this is a thing, apparently. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or an American thing, but people like have these little geese, or they're gooses. It's like a concrete goose, and people decorate it. I don't know. But they make versions of them for your desk called like the desk goose. And my neighbor's like, yeah, they're online and they're like stupidly overpriced. And I'm like, and she's like, you do 3D printing. Can you print me some? It's a boomer thing. Yeah. My neighbors are retired, so I kind of figured it's a boomer thing. Although I think they're Gen X. I think they're just older Gen X. Like, they're either very young boomers or they're old Gen X. But either way, they are retired, so this is definitely a thing for them. So she's like, can you just print me a bunch and I'll pay you whatever? And I'm like, okay. So we're just kind of seeing how well they print right now. Untitled Goose Game. Yeah, well, that's the problem. I was searching. Somebody had to get me this file off MakerWorld because I refused to make an account for MakerWorld. Because every other site I searched for a goose model was just the Untitled Goose Game model. And it's like, no, I want this goose specifically. So. Should have printed them. Well, I'm printing them in PLA. I wanted to print them in PETG just so they'd be a little bit more robust. But I actually don't have any white PETG, so I'm printing them in PLA. I could have done ABS, but I don't have an enclosed Corex or enclosed multicolor machine that is reliable enough right now. The stealth changer is not enclosed either, so. Any news on the 2.4? Nope. I'm sure some stuff from the Trident R2 is being looked at on how to port it over. But the thing is, the Trident R2 is designed just to be the Trident R2. So, unfortunately, certain things like the front idlers or the new AB motor melts and belt routing won't work on a V2. Because on a V2, there's the Z belts in the way. So, essentially, unless you could figure out a way to superposition belts and bearings in the same location at the same time, it's not going to work. So, it do be what it do be, though. What time are we at? 2:09? Okay, so we'll probably end the stream around 2:30 today. So we're probably going to end the stream around 2:30 today. So we'll do the giveaway at that time. So if you haven't entered yet, every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win below. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. You get videos early and all that fun stuff. Plus, you get the smug satisfaction of not having a gray name in the Discord or in the YouTube chat. Thoughts on Orca Cloud? It's a cool idea. I haven't played around with it, but yeah. Can't believe how much my look at my monitor here. I was gonna cut to the monitor, the desk view, and be like, "Oh my god, guys, look how shaky this is. Look how shaky my monitor is, guys. It's shaking all over the place." When oh wait, freaking Zangief from Street Fighter, quick, change the channel. I found this bin the other day while going through stuff, and it's like, oh, there's you know, a 0.4 Fadus nozzle. I got a whole bag of nozzles here. Oop, that was the wrong button. Remember these guys? Remember the fan ducts for the V6s? Remember V6s, guys? Remember V6s? Anyone want some heat brakes? V6 heat brakes, anyone? Anyone? Actually, that's a 0.6 nozzle. I'm gonna keep you. Keep you. Wow, there's actually quite a few nozzles. Oh, shit, these might be... Are these E3D nozzles? No, they're not E3D nozzles. These ones are the... Well, that's a Fadus nozzle. I'm keeping you. I'm keeping you. You're worth keeping. You're a good nozzle. The V6 clones. Yep, the as Sanjay called them, the Tringle Bob clones. Good old Triangle Labs. You're close as you could get to not being crap while still being kind of crappy. Good old Tringle Bobs. When the man comes for the printers. I mean, I live in Canada, so I don't got to worry about the man, as you guys put it. I'm actually kind of surprised all these anti-3D printing laws are happening down in the States instead of Canada. I'm legitly kind of like, what the fuck? Not Triangle Bobs, Tringle Bob. How many printers do you have now? In terms of printers that are like, in total, I don't know, I lost count a while ago. In terms of printers that are plugged in right now that can print, if you count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 printers that are plugged in right now that I could send a file to and print if I needed to. Probably another 10 that I could plug in if I needed to get them printing, and then probably another 10 that are missing parts. Like, I have 3 V0s on a shelf right here that just need to be plugged in and they could print. So. Anyone kind of disappointed by the Steam sales this year for the Steam summer sale? It's kind of disappointed. But they come for the print pairs for a print easy. I mean, build Vorons. There's nothing on a Voron that is specifically a... There is not a single part of a Voron printer that is a 3D printer part. Everything on a Voron is just a generic part. A bearing, that's just a normal bearing. The rails, those are just normal rails. You can 3D print a bunch of plastic. As long as you can 3D print plastics and you have an Amazon or AliExpress account, you can build a Voron. And not a single one of those parts is specifically, other than the hot end, which is just a chunk of metal that you could make. You can make a V6 on your own with a lathe and a basic Bridgeport. I've done it. I've made heater blocks out of Ampco on a Bridgeport. It's not hard. You can build a Voron in a bubble as long as you have a hot end and a controller. And the controller could be... You can DIY a ramps. You can make a ramps 1.4 by hand. And then you just buy an Arduino Mega. You buy normal step stick drivers. Those aren't 3D printer components. Those are just step stick drivers. You DIY a ramps. You plug it into a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, it's going to be a little loud and a little slow compared to modern drivers and printers. But you can DIY it. You can fully build a completely DIY 3D printer without buying a single 3D printer part other than the hot end. And you can DIY the hot end if you really want to. So, can't stop the signal, Mal. Are they on a separate VLAN? The printers on the garage are. I have Ubiquity for the Wi-Fi in my house. So, I think my main router can have like 300 devices connected to it. So, I'm not worried. I've never run into an issue with having too much stuff plugged into my router or connected to the Wi-Fi. The headache with those Arduino Megas at 24. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could do it. I have one of the older videos on this channel is modding a ramps to run at 24 volts. It can be done. But you can make like, you want to make a ramps? Here you go. Get the PCB, start soldering. Everything on a ramps is a surface-mounted component. Everything on a ramps is a surface-mounted component, as far as I'm aware. So you can make a ramps. You can solder one of these up on your own. So there is no way that they can regulate things. That's why, in case you haven't noticed, all these laws are selling a 3D printer. There's no, they can't make laws against manufacturing a 3D printer. Okay? So even if these laws pass and you cannot sell a 3D printer, hello, good sir, would you like to purchase my Cora XY motion system platform? You buy it, and then out the door you pick up the hot end filament melter for 3D pens. And you buy that thing, and then you put it in your motion system, and oh, I built a 3D printer. I didn't buy a 3D printer. I bought a motion system and built a 3D printer out of that motion system. There are ways around these laws. They are stupid laws that are unenforceable, and they're just bullshit. And they really can't be enforced. The technology, also, they're all worded that when the technology exists, it has to work. But the technology to auto-differentiate, you know, if a tube is a tube or a chamber, doesn't exist. So the software that they're, like, once the software exists, they have to support it. But the software doesn't exist. So, yeah. Bolts. I got into 3D printing. One of the first people that I ever talked to about 3D printing was a coworker at work who came in on, because I worked afternoons. He came in on afternoons on his own time to use the lathe So he can drill out a brass plug for his own hot end because he had to make his own nozzle. He had to drill out a brass plug to make his own hot end for his basically a Mendel style 3D printer he built. So again, can't stop the signal, Mal. And there's other cheap metal printers can't be sold to the hobby people in the US if the law passes, but porosity means any kind of... Oh yeah, like here's the thing, like you would see like these kind of printers would be kind of effed if those law passes, but like those of us that have been building printers on our own, we'll be fine. So... What CPU are you currently running a PC? It depends on the computer. This computer is a 12100F or K, the non-GPU one, iGPU one. So I think what does this guy have? Yeah, this one has a 12100F. And a 1070 for the GPU for just encoding. The one in the garage is a 3700X. And then my main desktop is a socket AM4 with a 5800X. So, yeah, my main desktop is a 5800X. Socket AM4. And then my Unraid server is also socket AM4 that has a 3100 in it. So, in terms of socket AM4s, I have a 3100, a 3700X, and a 5800X. I have a 3950 somewhere. It used to be in my main desktop, but the 5800X, even though it has half the cores, because of the IPC improvements, for what I use it for, it's better. And then the 3950X, it runs so damn hot and uses too much power, it's not worth putting in any of the other computers I have. So I just kind of have it sitting on a shelf in case I need it for something. $5900X, nice. Going to a 5950X, not really. Not really. The only real advantage you would see at that point, because from my understanding with most Ryzens, like going from a X600 or X700 to like an 800 or a 9, the IPC improvement isn't much, and games and whatnot don't take advantage of all the cores. So because I edit using my 3090 does all the, when I encode something, that's doing the work. So having all the extra cores on Zen 2 versus half the cores on Zen 3, but proved IPC, it makes more sense. It depends. You have to look at your thing. But if it's like you're talking gaming performance, we're talking like single-digit percentage difference. You would see a bigger jump if you went to X3D. So like a 5700X 3D or a 5800X 3D. Unfortunately, those are no longer that cheap because everyone, because of the current RAM crunch and everything, so many people are staying on AM4 that they're basically buying up all the good AM4 chips like the 5800X 3D and the 5700X 3D, and AMD have stopped making them. So the retail on them is insane. Go to old gen. I mean, a 5800X 3D, like AM4 is a 10-year-old platform, but like I haven't run into a single thing yet that's been a problem. I know they, George, I know they re-released the 5800X 3D again. But unfortunately, it's like $500 Canadian. for the 5800 X3D 10th anniversary edition. As much as I would love one of these, going from a 5800X to a 5800 X3D is not worth $500. It is actually a pretty big performance boost in games, but it's not $500 in performance boosts. I am starving right now. I am 1 pound away from being in the 170s. I woke up today, I was 181.2. So hopefully I'll be in the 170s soon. So yay! Going rate for a 5800 on the, I don't know, I haven't looked. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at computer parts because I don't want to know. I have not looked at the going rate for things. Like, I could use another hard drive or two in my Unraid server because I'm at like 60% capacity right now of that thing. The 3090 is fine for the games I play, but it is on certain very new titles at 1440p. It is starting to show its age a little bit, and it is pretty power hungry. But it's like, right now with the way the economy's in shambles, and there's no way I can justify spending money on that kind of stuff right now. Like, I wanted to buy a Retroid. This just came out. Let me find it here. Retroid just announced their new handheld, which is the Pocket Nova, which is a 4x3 inch, or yeah, it's a 4x3 ratio, 4.5 inch AMOLED display emulator station, basically, pocket emulator, that'll do up to like 6th gen consoles pretty good. And it's like, oh man, I want to get one of these. But like even the base model, yeah, $229. You see $229. Once you factor in exchange rate and shipping and everything, it's $400 Canadian. And I'm like, I don't have $400 Canadian to be just throwing away on stuff like that right now. So. I picked up a 32 gig kit and a 5300. Oh yeah, if you lucked out and got one of those like Micro Center 5700 X3D RAM motherboard combos like a year or two ago, you were laughing. You are laughing. Ordered one of the, I know, I was gonna order one, and then I'm like, as soon as I added it to the cart, and then I got all the way to the end and I looked at like the exchange rate pricing with shipping and everything, and I'm like, I should not be doing that. I got a 2-week trip in a month, less than a month, yeah. Just can't justify it, unfortunately. It'd be fun to have. Honestly, I might still end up getting it, but mostly for the little guy for Christmas, so I can put a bunch of older games on it and make him enjoy, you know, playing some older games. Oh yes, HDDs are so expensive because nobody can afford SSD, so people are the supply of spinning rust. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. My Unraid server only has, it's got 4 terabyte drives in it. So one of the drives is the parity drive, so I only have 12 terabytes of storage in my Unraid, and I'm not a data hoarder. I'm not. But even then, like every video I've edited in the past like 4 or 5 years is on that. And any odd video or whatever I have that I downloaded or backed up, my Blu-ray collection is on there. And even then I'm at like, I got like 5 terabytes free still, I think. So I would like to put another drive or 2 in there, but yep. $13,900K. What kind of Chevron? What video card you got in that? Until he gets bored with it, and then it's yours. I don't know. The little guy has beaten Mario Odyssey like 3 or 4 times on his Switch. So So don't forget, we are doing the giveaway for the spool of Polymaker filament right now. This is your 1 minute warning. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link right now in the video description. Go enter. We will be doing the giveaway in like a minute. So go enter there. And unfortunately, because we're in the basement computer, I can't get marbles working on this computer, so we'll have to do not marbles for this. 4090? Nice. Yeah, my 3090 is fine. It's power hungry. And it is starting to show its age a little bit with some of the newer games. So. Oh yeah, and Polymaker has their restock sale. So if you want to stock up on filament, Polymaker has a big sale on right now. Use code Canuck, link below, and save a bunch of money. Make sure you use the new code because they changed the affiliate program with Polymaker. So make sure you use the new code. Yep, Wheel of Names. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. New sheet. Create new sheet. Published. No more accepted. Copy. Actually, what was that? Shoot. What is it? Somebody made a better Wheel of Names. Somebody made a better Wheel of Names that isn't Wheel of Names, and I can't remember what it is. It was on like GitHub. Shoot. What was it called? Somebody made a better Wheel of Names. I mean, I can just load up Wheel of Names for old time's sake, which I did. Okay, whatever. Wheel of Names it is. Okay. I need a number between 4 and 16. I need a number between 4 and 16. Somebody give me a number between 4 and 16. 4. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, the computer knows because it knows everything because it's spying on you constantly. Congratulations to Dersey. Congratulations, Dersey. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. So Dersey is our winner. Dersey, oh, it's gone. Dersey is our winner. Let me find your name here. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends. Punch in a bit, just so you don't see my keyboard while I fill out the form here. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So golf claps in chat for Dersey. Missed by 1. It looks like Elmis and Robert Drake are the closest. But it's random, right? It's random. It's the future. Uh-oh. Google, why are you updating terms of service? What's going on, Google? Are we good? Okay, we're good. We're good. My desk is shaking so much. I'm trying to fill out the stupid form, and I keep misclicking because my stupid desk keeps shaking because of the stupid printer. Also, my neighbor can have some baby duck geese things on their desk. Yeah, your level of randomness wasn't quite random enough. You failed the randomness of it all. Why am I wearing a toque on my head? Why am I wearing the index toque? Here, you know what? We'll put the index toque on the Gundam. There. We'll give Gramps the index toque. There you go, Gramps. Gramps has the index toque. There we go, Gramps. There we go. There we go. Okay. Winner email sent out. Okay. So put a link for the wheel. Okay. Yeah, let me get a link for that and save it, and then we're gonna. So we do have some late entries. Bought an 85X off Facebook for $65. That had Blah's Doom, so fixed it and printed the enclosure. Very nice. And then who's this? Ooh. Ooh, shiny. Loon Rages, as you walk around, does the Bad to the Bone guitar riff play out every time you take a step or walk into a room? That's really cool. Very punk. Very punk. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hyperwheel. That thing. Okay, let me... Yeah, there it is. Hyperwheel. Okay, let me add that to the... There we go. Okay, so I saved that link. There we go. We'll use Hype Wheel next time. Okay, so we're going to call it there. I got date night tonight with the wifey, so no stream tonight. I will post pictures of the geese, of the gooses. I'll post pictures of the birds to the social medias when they're done. Hopefully they finish well, and hopefully the neighbor likes them. So... Again, every month we do this stream. So if you want to enter, if you missed your chance for entering over the next month, look at the Look What I Printed channel on the Discord. You can post anything you've done in there that's 3D printer related. And next month when it rolls around, we will take another look and see what's up. Hopefully this month we get a lot of entries because I'm going to be on vacation during the stream. So you're going to be providing all the content for that stream. So hopefully we have a lot of things to look at. Hint, hint. And also shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Remember, Polymaker's doing a big sale right now. So if you do want to stock up on Polymaker filament, use the link in the video description. Make sure you use the new link. Don't use the link from the previous videos because the new link is the new link with Polymaker. They changed their affiliate program. And you will save some money. Use code Canuck. They have a sale on right now. Also, if you are thirsty, buy some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others or became members of the channel yourself. I thank you. Would not be able to do the things to do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you all in the future. Good night.